Well, good morning, good evening, whatever. Today I wanted to share with you the why and how to developing a philosophical framework, quote unquote philosophical framework for living your life true to yourself and what you believe in, your values for your existence. So the why is because you have no other option. Because think about it, what otherwise? Let somebody dictate your thoughts, let yourself be told what to believe in, what to stand for. Nah, man, fuck that. Think for yourself, develop your own system with purpose and intent, and use that as the tool, as the fuel for living your life rightfully to who you are and who you are in the constant process of becoming. That's the why, and the how to will get more into we'll get into it more in depth later, but it's basically developing a quote unquote Frankenstein framework from many thought disciplines, let's say, and adding your own ideas and creations into it also, and your experiences and feelings, and using that as the tool to direct your life based to direct your life locally based on your global vision of yourself and your future. So let's get into it. Well, now that we've outlined the how to and we've got a little bit in depth into the why, we're going to actually go in depth into the how. So, how to live your life. There are many doctrines, let's say, that talk about this. The most prominent one and the most useful one for me has been Stoicism, which is basically the philosophy of not letting external things that you can't control affect you in a negative way. So just simply max out what you can control, namely your thoughts and actions, and live rightfully to what you believe in, doing that and not letting the external world shake you, let's say. I've also used a little bit of the ideas of Nietzsche, with, which basically say that you should seek not happiness, not pleasure, not pain, not anything but power. Power in the sense of overcoming every constant challenge you have at each moment and improve yourself constantly in the overcoming of your self challenge. That is basically the main takeaway that I get from this guy, and I use it in my thinking daily quite a bit. So that plus stoicism are the two biggest one. I have also used a little bit of I think I have used a little bit of absurdism, which is this philosophy developed by Camus, with which says that yes, life is absurd, life is possibly meaningless, but we have to make something out of it anyways and make fun of it. It's a humorous situation and use that to generate joy and exist within the mystery and basically enjoy the ride in this existence that we are trapped in and we have no fucking idea what this is all about. Those are the three big ones that the three big external ones that I have used, and then I've also added a little bit of my own juice into it, basically my own experiences, emotions, and self-perceptions to aid in my thinking, basically. So, as I said, I have developed a Frankenstein framework from those three and a little bit of aspects here and there from some others that I don't quite remember right now explicitly, and added in my own things, and that is basically it. It's pretty simple. Use that to direct your life, your thinking, and move forward from there. Alright, so once you cherry picked your favorite frameworks, as I said, you combine them into one, you add your own juice, and you start using them for your life. It's very important that you also take into account the notions of self-awareness and accountability, namely analyzing yourself constantly and trying to see yourself as if you were on the outside of your persona, let's say. That's something that I and everyone should use a lot, because it's basically seeing the absurdity of your own self and putting into perspective the things that haunt you in the moment, but when zoomed out, stop looking so bad and you realize your problems will someday no longer be there, and thus you must leave even if they are there and solve them if you can. If not, don't worry about them, you couldn't have done anything about it anyway. So self-awareness and accountability, namely, as I said, what you can solve and what you can turn into positivity, go ahead and do it. Otherwise it's going to basically backfire one day or another and it's going to suck. So that's how to combine those big ones and be self-aware, see yourself as if you were on the outside, and take action on the negative things, basically reducing them and them into positive and enhancing the positive. That's basically the how to. Now, as I said, as the title said, we're going to get into something pretty esoteric, I believe, pretty crazy, and you could say ambitious, but we're going to get into the meaning of life. That's a bit of a topic right there. Alright, so what is the meaning of life? What does that sentence even mean? What is meaning? Well, meaning is, as Jordan Peterson said, the implication for action. So what what I've come up with so far is that the meaning of life is love. Now this may seem very cliche, but it's not love in the usual sense, but rather love in the all-encompassing greater notion that I've come up with, that love is equal to understanding, knowledge, and appreciation. Appreciation being action given that knowledge. So the meaning of life is understanding and appreciation, which is love. Now, what does this mean? What does this then imply for action? This basically means expanding your knowledge in every area possible, in every possible area of life, as much as you can, and taking action to generate new knowledge, new experience, and new life. That is, I sincerely believe, the meaning. This conclusion I've come up with stems from my experience in life of considering every possibility for action and to live as properly as a human being as you can. Basically, this understanding and appreciation thing encompasses every positive aspect of life. For example, it encompasses in the understanding of your own mind and yourself. It encompasses spirituality, journaling, writing, all of that, everything that would be related to intellectuality. Then it encompasses fitness and sports and dieting and all of that, and neuroscience in the understanding of the body and your relation with it, in the understanding of the world. It encompasses basically all external activity, all interaction with others, and then you're doing of good onto it and creating new things that are positive for yourself, for the outside world, and for others. So I believe that if something encompasses all positive based on your values, so it encompasses all positive things that you could ever do or think, then that must be the meaning of life. So that is basically what I've come up with. The meaning of life is understanding, which was philosophy in every sense, not just this esoteric academic thing. and appreciation, namely applying that philosophy in every area. Philosophy here meaning general knowledge, so applying that general knowledge in every area of your life. That is basically it. I mean, once you know that, just the only thing remaining in your life, the only thing left to do is go out there and live it. Closing up, I wanted to mention kind of a wrap up of these ideas, which is basically combining the philosophy you have developed with your self perception, namely the local perception of who you are now, with the global perception of who you would ideally want to be, combining that with the meaning of life, which is what I just mentioned, and then use that to basically live your life and enjoy. Use that to be yourself at each and every point and go readjusting who you are along the way to the becoming of your ideal self, which you will never quite accomplish. But well, you could say that the true self, oh, this is a good phrase right here. You are not your true self, but the person who is in the constant process of becoming that true self. That is who you are, that is who you're constantly becoming, and you must use this meaning as the direction and the philosophy that you develop for yourself as the propellant. That is it for this video. I hope you take some time to process this, because I mean, the meaning of life is kind of a big meaty statement to make, but I hope you found it useful and helpful for starting on your journey of being who you should be.